Oxfam in Nigeria has called on government to improve on its 2% revenue allocation to the agricultural sector with a view to improving the nation's production mechanism and exportation, which will in turn improve the livelihood of farmers and women in the developing community. The country director, Oxfam Nigeria, Mr. Vincent Ahonsi, made the call at the OSAID project closeout and dissemination workshop in Abuja. Ahonsi, while speaking to newsmen, identified the importance of women participation in the government of their communities and to make their leaders accountable and educate them on the essence and importance of elections, which he said is part of the aims of the project in the two states of Kebbi and Adamawa. He said OSAID project is targeted to improve the lives and livelihoods of farmers and community members of Kebbi and Adamawa states, as women don't usually have access to finances, land and farming inputs. These are the challenges that women face due to the fact that they are not at the decision-making table.
Sure, the norms and the practices of the nation in most communities put women down. So what we do is that we organize what we call village savings and loans association, and through this the women meet regularly. It is not exclusive to women. Men are allowed to attend, but they meet regularly. And what do? They bring in their little tokens, the little they have to contribute. And from that little they contribute, they are able to borrow from it. And they borrow this money and they use it to invest in their little endeavors, in their little training. And you find out suddenly that a woman who has been alone in a community, she now has a group to lean on. She now has friends all of a sudden. She now has a voice. She's now valued. Her voice is now heard in the community. So that is another part of the project. Then the other part of the project is how can we make the rural dwellers, the women, the men, the vulnerable, the marginalized, how can they participate in the governance of their society, of their communities? How can they be able to hold their government and their leaders accountable? Again, this is voice and accountability. So what we do again is that to ensure that we educate these women on the reason why they need to participate in elections, why they need to have their voters card, why they need to vote for the people they think is the best people to serve their interest, and how can they be brought to the table. They should have a voice at the table. It is high time that Nigerian women should not be considered as cooks, so to speak. They send the male children to school and ask the girl child to go and hawk or to go and cook for the male child.
The project manager, Mr. Enoch Bamaeya, spoke on the success of the project as well as how the successes were achieved.
A program called the Passing on the Gift program, where we give individual households like a female goat and then pair about 10 households with one buck, which they will need to multiply those. And the rule is when you are giving one goat and that goat gives birth to, after some weeks, you have to pass at least one female goat to the next household. So by doing that, you see the entire community, everybody having at least one asset in terms of goats. Aside those goats, there are also chickens that we also give to them, just to be able to ensure that they have things to fall back to in case of any unforeseen circumstances or shocks that they might be facing.